Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we are going to be on an account that spent over $100,000, about $108,000 to $110,000 to be exact at the time of me recording this video. So we're going to take a look at this account. I did this live on stream with viewers, but I thought it would be worth condensing into a YouTube-friendly video format, just to give you a look at what is out there on some of these Raid Shadow Legends accounts and what a $108,000 account looks like. So let's get into it. Alrighty, now we're gonna make the screen bigger and dive into the account here in a little bit, but I do want to provide receipts obviously on something like this because you're gonna always get comments of people that doubt or don't think it's real. And this is a screenshot they sent me from just about a week ago on February 2nd when they submitted a ticket to Plarium support asking if they could get a report on their total deposit history, and there it is, 108,394. And they have told me actually that it's probably closer to 110,000 now as they keep kind of scooping up void shards in preparation for the 2x void weekend and all the craziness going on at the time of me recording this. Because as we dive into game, you can see they have just a few void shards here, a couple here and there of 1,063 void shards ready to rock right now on this account. So not only the champions they have, but this is probably going to turn into, oh, I don't know, during a 2x event, you would think this is going to become, you get an average of about one legendary every 87 void shards during a 2x, and then also even if not during a 2x, it would be over here about 130. This is a summoning math video that I released a little bit ago here on the channel. I'll try to remember to link to that down below, but it's easy to find over on the video tab if you want a breakdown of the expected summoning rates. But anyway, with 1,000 shards, they're gonna get somewhere between like 10 and 15 more legendaries, more void legendaries added to the account, and they're already over 100 void legendaries acquired. So as we pull up the good old champions tab here, we've got a half a screen of +4 empowerments. Now, +4 empowerments are crazy because it takes 5 of the champion. You've got to get the champion, then you've got to get 4 duplicates of it, which is insane for a void legendary. They've got a +4 CORSAIR here, a +4 void legendary, also Kutraxa and Angar, which by the way, that's kind of, that's really funny. Look at the void legendaries they've been able to get to +4. It's Angar, Yakarl, CORSAIR, and Kutraxa. That's really unfortunate. Imagine if their +4 void legendaries were like Siffy, Krisk, and stuff like that, but a little bit unfortunate there on the ones they were able to get to +4. And you know me, I just couldn't help myself. I had to put together a little bit of an infographic to talk about what's going on here with this account and a few talking points to hit. So we did this live on stream. We went through with viewers and we did our best to count how many total legendaries they summoned. Like if we saw a +4 empowered champion, we would call that 5 legendaries, and then we went through the different affinities. It might be off by 1 or 2, but we did our best to kind of count it live because there's so many to count. There's 560 total legendaries here. So not surprising that the highest is magic affinity. The magic affinity is the most common affinity in Raid. Kind of a random little trivia question there for you. So pretty much par for the course that they would have the most magic legendaries. And then Force was number 2 at 148. Spirit came in 3rd at 135. And then obviously Voids are going to be the toughest legendaries to get at 105 Voids acquired. Now after they pull the 1,062 or whatever Void shards they have sitting in the chamber, they're probably going to be somewhere around 120 voids, which is absolutely insane. Then there was a couple random facts and talking points that I wanted to hit on here. So if we add up all of those, it's about 560, total legendary champions acquired. And then when you do the math based on what they have spent, it came out to about 193 spent per legendary. Now, just for comparison, if you're curious about like kind of the different tiers of spending and how efficient it ends up being and all of that over the course of the years, we went through my account and we did the same thing. We counted all the legendaries that I've acquired, which ended up being about 222 or so. It was like 220, 225 or so. And then I had a video come out recently talking about my spending, and I believe it was around like 12,000 or something. So when you take my 222 legendaries divided by what I spent, I'm at about $60 per legendary. So you can see kind of the more diligent you are and the more kind of, you know, me, I'm always trying to be like hyper efficient and play for the long term. I ended up being at about 1/3 of the price per legendary acquired, as opposed to just kind of trying to brute force whale it out and YOLO a bunch of shards. And then this next one here is real crazy. We've got about $5,000 per +4 max empowered legendary champion. Like I said, it's really hard to get 5 of a copy of a champion, which they've actually had bad luck on them for sure. But yeah, you know, it ends up being pretty, like for example, like I said, I've spent about $12,000. I don't have a single +4 champion. I have one +3 champion. So it is insanely hard to get to the max empowerment of these champions, because if you do it right, you've got to fill up your faction guardians first and then start cashing out dupes on top of that, so you don't ruin your faction guardian to get those free bonus stats. So I only have like one +3 champion and probably like 4 or 5 +2 champions, and that's what's spending $12,000. So you can see the requirement does scale pretty fast. And then they did tell me that their spending priority has been shards to summon, so that means that they're falling a little bit behind on the gear acquisition and some of that stuff. Their champions are definitely outscaling the gear they have on their account. And as you can see up on the top of the screen there, they are at 92,000 energy. So I expect once they get serious about really taking the gear grind and optimizing that, the level of gear on their account is really going to skyrocket and go up pretty fast. And especially if they ever shift to prioritizing gear and start spending some of that investment on those speed gear packs and savage gear packs and some of those different offers, as opposed to just getting the shards. Which, speaking of shards, I'm going to try to convince them to let me pull the 1,000 void shards live on stream with you, the viewers, and we can kind of chronicle how well that ends up going, because it's not every day you get the chance to either see or participate in pulling 1,000 void shards. That would be quite the project, and we may make that happen during the 2x void weekend that we're experiencing right now. And, you know, this isn't even a super long-term player. Like, you know, they're not even level 100 yet on their account. It's level 94, as you can see up top there. And the Great Hall is behind me by quite some bit. I've been maxed out for a couple years at this point, and they're at 216 out of 240. They have finished faction wars and stuff like that, but they have not completed the game yet. There is still some way to go and some optimization to be done on the account for sure. And I remember when I was live streaming it, I did get a pretty interesting question from a viewer, and it was, if you could pick any one thing from this account, what would you pick? Which I thought was kind of a fun discussion. You know, I would be looking for something that is high empowered with a high blessing, and is going to be viable in all sorts of content around the game, because it's tough to get good champions empowered, and it's also tough to get a high level blessing for them. So you're looking at things like this +3 Duchess with a 5-star blessing. That would be pretty incredible. Siphi at a +2 with a 4 empowerment. You know, I'm lucky enough to already have a Duchess. I'm going to eat one in your honor. Oh my god! What? What? So even though this is ridiculously amazing, honestly, I might take the +2 Siphi with the 4 blessing. As far as other stuff, I would definitely want a champion that's empowered that I don't have. So it would probably be down to those two. I mean, there's lots of like a +4 Brogni would be amazing, a +4 Kymar, but I would be probably down to those two. And just because of my account personally, I would probably go with the +2 Siphi with the 4-star blessing. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick look at an account that, you know, it's not every day you get to see an account that spent over $100,000 in any video game. That is insanely rare. You know, I come from, I was also a Diablo Immortal content creator over on my second channel, and there was a content creator famous for spending over $100,000 who goes by JT is all business, and he was viewed as like the biggest whale in the game with a maxed out resonance insane account. So yeah, a shout out to this person for giving me the opportunity to log in and present you with some data and give us the chance to take a look at this account. So yeah, as always, would mean a lot if you remember to subscribe and like the video on your way out. And then also let me know what you think about this account. What champion would you pick? And do you agree with me on taking the +2 Siphi, or would you go with the Duchess because you don't have one yet and all of that? It's always fun to hear your perspectives down below. And hopefully we get to pull those 1,000 voids, and I will do my best to chronicle it for you and let you know how a crazy summoning session like that would go. So I appreciate all of you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.